Washington wins their first round game, and we are joined by Jalen Noel and Noah Dickerson, and Coach Hopkins is also with us, and he will have his statement following your questions for the players. Again, please direct your questions to a specific player so that they will be able to answer, and it will also help those who are running the cameras and the audio to get their camera and microphones on the right player. We'll start with your questions, and please also, if you have a question, try and find a microphone as the previous question is being answered so that we can keep everything moving along smoothly. Coach, if you want to make your statement.
Okay, yeah, you know, really proud of our guys. You know, we came out in the first half, and Utah State hit us in the face early, and our guys showed a lot of poise. David got us on the board with his first three, and then we were able to settle down about the 6-minute mark. And I thought our defense was really, really good, especially on Sam Merrill. He's one of the best players in the country. We had to make sure that we limited him, and I think he was scoreless in the first half, which was a big part of our halftime lead. And obviously, offensively, in the first half, Noah Dickerson. I mean, when he's on, he's one of the best big guys, if not the best back-to-the-basket big guy in the country. We shared the ball. And then second half, guys, they came out like any championship team as Utah State. Great coach, great players. They came right back, you know. And this thing, there's so many different swings. And they cut the game all the way to one. We, you know, defensively, you know, we hold them to 26%, 30 from three, and 81 from the foul line, or they went to the foul line 16 times. But it's our defense, guys. When we're playing defense high level, sometimes our defense is our best offense. And we took every swing that they got, and we stayed poised, we stayed together, and we came out with a win. Very proud of these guys.
All right, we'll take questions for the players first, and then we'll have your questions with Coach Hopkins immediately following that. We have questions for either Jalen or Noah. Go ahead, Mark.
Mark Herman from Newsday, New York. Jalen, all the players in here yesterday were talking with such respect for their top scorer. What did you guys do to limit him?
Well, first off, Sam is a really good player, and we really just made sure that wherever he was, we had everyone know where he is. We were talking every time he made a backdoor cut, every time he cut behind our defense. We just made sure we knew exactly where he was, and that's kind of how we were able to hold him to 10 points.
Anybody else? No, I'll ask you if there were any panic feelings when obviously you got your team was in foul trouble there, and your rhythm was broken up by that, and as well as your usual rotation heading down the stretch.
Not at all. You know, in practice we have so many different lineups, and you know it's next guy up mentality. So you know Jamal came in here, did what he had to do. Nas came in, gave us great minutes. So you know we're a team, and we all do it together.
Go ahead, Mark.
No, you guys just won a game in March Madness, which not everybody gets a chance to do. How does it feel? How does it feel to have won a game?
It feels pretty good, actually. You know, I remember when I was a little kid, I used to watch this tournament all the time, hoping one day I had a chance to play in it, and you know, now I do. And so it's just special, you know, special opportunity.
Jalen, teams always look different. You can watch them on video all you want, but once the game actually starts and the reality sets in as to what they are, it becomes a different game. What did you see in the first 5 minutes as you guys initially struggled that was much different than what you suspected it would be when you were just watching on video?
Well, they played a lot more physical than we thought they did. They came out, like Coach said, they really punched us in the mouth with their physicality, and we were stunned by that, but we made sure that we just made sure that we were able to continue to keep playing as hard as we can, and when they push us, we just had to push back.
Well, thank you both for coming. Congratulations on the win, and we may see you tomorrow, if not certainly in the game on Sunday. Thank you. Coach Mike Hopkins is with us. If you have questions for the coach, please grab a microphone, and I'll ask you the same question, Coach. What you obviously were looking at video of Utah State, much more lengthy than the players were, but What did you notice?
You know what? At the end of the day, I got to give our staff an incredible amount of credit. These guys watched more film, were so prepared and ready for these guys. And these kids, it goes back to executing your game plan. And so when you see a guy like Sam Merrill, who he can shoot it, he can pass it, he's intelligent, they're so well coached, their ball movement is as good as anybody in the country. They've got shooters. Brock Miller, every time he got the ball, I was a nervous wreck over there. He's just an incredible shooter. And then Keita, what can you say about him? He's one of the best players in the country that nobody knows about, and everybody knows about him tonight. And so we knew the challenge was going to be very, very difficult. We were able to just shut them down as much as possible. And Jalen had said, and Noah, we try to prepare them for anything that they might come at us with. And for us, we're a good team when everybody participates. And it's been a different guy every night. And today, Nas Carter hit 2 big threes when the game was tight, and he's been prepared. He works. Jamal Bay had to come in. We lose our point guard for the last 8 minutes. They're pressing. We haven't been the best team against pressure. And I'm just so proud of the guys because they were ready, they were together, and they were poised.
Thibault picked up his 4th foul. Was there hesitation as to what to do there?
I had to get him back in. And listen, he makes the game different for anybody. And when you're playing against a team that has great ball movement and they get good offensive rhythm, you're going to be in trouble. And he disrupts rhythm. He disrupts offensive rhythm. You got to think about him everywhere when he's on the court. He's blocking, he's stealing. I think he's the National Defensive Player of the Year. And when he's on the court, there's a different air of confidence with our defense. And just happy he was able to stay out and not get his 5th foul.
And hit a big shot.
And hit a huge shot.
Mike, how does your first tournament win with Washington compare to the first one you had as an assistant with Syracuse?
As a player or as a coach at Syracuse?
As a coach.
As a coach at Syracuse, my first year was 95, 96. And we went to the national championship game against Kentucky. And it was one of those things as a coach, your first time doing it. And getting that first feeling. And when you're trying to build a program to where we were and where we want to be, it's not only great for the seniors that stayed with it and have showed the way for the underclassmen, but it's a way for the underclassmen, the next one up, to feel the excitement and feel the crowd and to see what it's like to play in the greatest sporting event on planet Earth. And it's a feeling you never want to give away. And so this elevates where we want to be. We didn't come here to get in the NCAA tournament. The greatest thing that makes this great tournament is you have a chance to win a national championship. Doesn't matter if you're a 16, doesn't matter if you're a 15, doesn't matter if you're a 14. You have a chance to win a national championship. And I think, I know our standard is going to be that's what we fight for. That's what we do. When we're in the trenches on the rowers, when we're riding those hills and we're trying to build that team, that's who we are. And, I'm just excited to get that win and show those guys if we execute and we play together, we can accomplish anything.
Mike, down here. You mentioned Noah being one of the better back-to-the-basket type players when he's on. Early in the game, he did get going. Was that by design, or was that something that kind of grew organically, I guess, within the game plan?
If you watch him last year when we played Arizona with DeAndre Ayton, he had 28 and whatever. He's the thing this year and where he's sacrificed, where he's made us better is, teams are double and triple teaming him. And he sacrificed a lot for the betterment of the team. And tonight they played a man-to-man. Early they doubled. We capitalized on it because he's a great passer if he's willing to, and he did. And then when they played a man-to-man, he's a problem. And having that option and that weapon down there is hard to guard. And we're lucky to have him on our team, I can tell you that. So yes, by design, we play inside out.
Back in the back. Go ahead.
I thought when Utah State cut it to within a point, I thought Carter hit 2 really big three-pointers. Was that kind of by design, or he just had open looks and
No,
took it?
at the end of the day, what was going to happen, we knew, they do a great job of packing the paint. They're one of the best 2-point field goal percentage defensive teams in the country. And so they go on the boxes and elbows, and we knew that they would double team. We knew that we would get open shots if we were patient and we moved the ball. And then it comes down to sometimes coaches in press conference like, well, we didn't make shots tonight. Well, we made them tonight. And like you said, I thought that was a big part of the game, the 2 threes. And he step in, wide open shots, and that's when we're at our best. Those are the shots that we make, and when we make threes. And so it was the unselfish passing and guys looking for each other. And Nas Carter's probably one of the hardest workers on our team, and to see him have those moments was pretty special.
You obviously don't like to talk about yourself, but can you just give us one example about how this experience is different than being an assistant coach in a big game like this?
Do you see my hairline? I lost a lot of real estate the last 2 years and a lot of sleep. But you know what? It's, listen, I've dreamt my whole life of being in this position. And when you dream it and you get an opportunity, special. Can't lie to you, but I've always believed in surrounding myself with great people. My mom and dad stressed that my whole life. I did that with Jen, Shondell, and University of Washington, and coach kids I love to coach, and just trying to give them everything I know, and try to learn more to give them more. And that's what it's all about. That's what makes college basketball coaching so special, are these moments, and then dreams do come true.
They say that 18 inches that you move over in a chair is the biggest 18 inches in sports. Would you agree?
I don't know. I've been a basketball coach my whole life. I think that's the easy part. It's the organization, running a business. It's doing all those things. Basketball, I get there, I'm the nervous wreck before I go out there. And then when I go out there, man, I roll up my sleeves. I feel like I'm playing. And I've got 4 coaches and a staff that feel like they're playing too. And we're aligned, we're together, and that's what makes it special. It's been an incredible run, and there's more to come.
First one's the toughest. Thank you. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.